they are supporting the work of government as well. And that kind of caliber of person deserves the national award. It can be in the area of security. There are people who gave their life, ultimately, to save lives and property of citizens, at the, war front, when you have the military doing extraordinarily what they ought to do. Such kind of individual get posthumous national award. The list goes on and on and unending. But the point is, do they really merit it? Or with all the explanation that I've given, when you see anyone, who have contributed in that regard, that they merit such national award. But when you find people who are getting national award, whose contribution you cannot phantom, whose contribution you cannot specifically pinpoint to any tangible thing, you begin to ask the question, does he deserve the national award, or does she deserve the national award? Why should he get national award? What are their contributions? The fact that you are a politician should not be enough to gain national award, because already as a public
I'm
office
just trying
holder,
to imagine what
as a public office holder, funds are made available. Public funds are made available for your management, for you to utilize and manage for the betterment or good of all. So it is your job that you do when you put that funds into use to bring development to the people. I don't even see that as extraordinary.
Okay.
Now, extraordinary will only come when you can do even beyond that which has been your primary responsibility as a public office holder. That is when we can say, oh, this
you go out of your way.
Yes, you go beyond the normal, the official, and do something extra. So that is something that is deserving of a national award. But politicians, they won't allow their friends just celebrate them so much well that they will not award them with some national award to say, I see you.
Okay, so last now still politics that they play with the award.
Yes, that's what's up.
All right, so Bagundu says that economy is back on track. As a business analyst, as an accountant,
everybody.
What do you think about that?
Everybody,
it should be obvious for everyone to see.
Yes, the social media space, for example, has gone berserk since the weekend, when the report of the government praising themselves that they have done well in the economy came up. I saw the one done by Shenwo Kimbaloyi of Channels, and that one is even trending everywhere, And truly, is it difficult for Nigerians to sense an improved economy? I think that is the question we must begin to ask. Is it rocket science to see an improve or to identify an improved economy? Is it difficult for citizens of a country to tell when an economy is improving, or there are some certain parameters that the citizens are not aware of that these government officials are using to measure the economy, to tell whether the economy is doing well? Because if there is no special parameter that they are using, that we all are supposed to feel the economy, then these government
probably
officials,
there's an economy somewhere there. Appraising, not the one we're into.
Maybe different from the one available here in the country.
I don't know what to say.
So that is the reason why I wonder the rationale behind the thinking of these government officials when they come out in the open to say, oh, the economy has fared very well in these last 2 years. We have done XYZ, we have improved life, we have created jobs, we have done this, we have done that. And you begin to wonder, now the same Nigeria, where would they? You go to the market, these very simplest of indices to attest whether the economy is very, very well.
Would know that.
You see that indices doesn't even speak, anything positive to what the government is doing. And it doesn't come close. There's a huge disparity between what the government officials are saying with their statistics on the economy and the reality on ground. So I think they should focus more on reality. The idea of always putting things out there as in a way of propaganda to sell a narrative that is not true should be a thing of the past. Somebody even took a statistics and said, 30 kilometers, of the super highway out of 700 kilometers, it's only about 4% of the job. And this is in 2 years. So if we take 4% of the job being done in 2 years, and the first tenure is 4 years. If he's coming back for the second tenure, hopefully that's going to be another 4 years. So we have just 4 intervals. So these 4 intervals now are going to give us 4 kilometers each. So 4 kilometers by 4 is 16 kilometers. So at the end of the day, we are
700.
Yes, we are doing 16 kilometers out of 700, and it's not even up to 10% of the job, because 10% of 700 will be 70 kilometers. You get it? So it's quite funny. And yet they are celebrating. That's the kind of caricature propaganda that they put out there. Yeah, they are celebrating that, oh, we are going far. We are doing so well. We are not saying the job is not ongoing. That only shows that the job is ongoing. But that cannot mean that they can even conclude the job in 8 years.
But why did they go ahead to commission the job?
They want to show you that they are working. That is the essence. That's the propaganda. They just to tell you that, oh, in the last 2 years, look at how far we've gone. If they have done 20% in the last 2 years, I would have said that, okay, I think they've done something tangible. But with 4% in 2 years, no, that's not tangible enough. And that is the same parameter they are using to measure the economy that they are putting out there as improved economy. Because in reality on ground, what they have done is like scratching the surface, like a tip of the iceberg. It is not yet material enough to substantiate anything tangible that has been done. So we have done something. If you have improved the economy, transportation would have gone down drastically. The pump price of PMS would have gone down drastically.
Okay, I was coming to ask
the price of food commodity in the market would have gone down drastically. The cost of building materials, which will eventually affect rent, housing, would have gone down. So all of these indices doesn't show that we are making progress. Even the electricity bill is on the high side, the highest thus far. And we are paying so much pain through our nose to live our daily lives. So somebody that is spending, let's say you are spending 10,000 every day to cater for yourself and your family. You find out that today you spend even double and triple. It's to still not be enough. You are just going to manage and cope. Not like, oh, you are satisfied. You're not satisfied. But if we really want to say life has improved, it must show in the lives of the citizens. It means that cost of living will be going down while income would go up.
Okay.
If we are not earning, if our income or earnings is not improving or increasing, and cost of living going down, then there's no way to tell us that, oh, the economy has improved. Whether you draw any statistics and give us any figure, they are a waste of time.
Okay, so let me just ask this. There's this common knowledge that in Nigeria, things don't actually come down. When they go up, they don't come down. So do you think that if the economy actually gets better, price of goods and services would come down? Is there a possibility?
There's the possibility. You know,
has it happened before?
Yes, it can happen. For example, I'll give you an instance with PMS. Now, we've bought PMS for 1,500 naira before, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And they've been able to do something about it, but although not enough. Nigerians expect to buy PMS maybe at the rate of 200 per litre, 300 per litre. We have not gotten there. So they've been able to successfully, one way or the other, drive it down to what we now have as 800 naira per litre, as the case may be, depending on where you are buying from.
Okay.
Right? Now, that is an example. The issue of rice could have been in another picture, because rice, for example, at some point in our history also go up. I mean, if we want to even take the U-tide, for example, it goes up in the U-tide and comes down after the U-tide.
Yeah.
But a situation where the volume being produced is not enough to cover the demand, it will continue to go up.
Okay.
So it appears that the government, seizing governments in and out, have not been doing enough as far as the economy is concerned. That's why it appears things are going up and never coming down.
Okay.
If you find somebody who understands the economy and works at it, you see that things will come down. Another issue to look at is exchange rate. They've done something in the area of exchange rate. Exchange rate should have even been quite down compared to what we have it now. In fact, exchange rate should have been up to 2,000 plus by now. But the man at the ends of affairs there, Yemi Cardoso, is doing something, and he's been able to stabilize the currency at averagely 1,500, 1,600 naira. So that's to tell you that there's something we can do, or there's always a solution to all of these problems. It just happened that sometimes we lack this needed solution at the right point in time. That's why it appears so things goes up and never come down. So we have in fact created, an environment or a belief that once things go up in Nigeria, it never comes down.
So there's still hope. There's hope for Nigerians.
Of course, there is. If the right thing is done.
If the right thing is done. All right, this is what we call it a wrap on headlines from the dailies. Our time is fast spent. I wanted to tell you, Mr. Bright, your sins are forgiven. But then there's no time for that. Join us same time, same station tomorrow for another edition. Good morning.